Hello everyone again. I know it's second time today, but something I really wanted to get off my chest. Firstly, thank you Mum for all of the help today. She helped me out with like paperwork and shopping and stuff that I'm not necessarily able to do by myself. We had an interesting conversation about whether to have a mobility scooter or a wheelchair. I did previously the other day. I spoke to a friend of mine, Clark, who commented on one of my posts. Please, everyone, if you have anything to say at all to this video, please give me your thoughts and opinions of the situation as well as your own, so I can start helping some people. Basically, my theory is, like I said to Clark, to get one of those self-propelled wheelchairs but has a motor. So if I ever struggle at any situation, I know when I lived in Beeston, everybody parked on the road. Not on the road, sorry, on the pavement, and it was almost impossible for people with pushchairs, wheelchairs, mobility scooters, etc., to get around. I know in the centre of Beeston they have done a lot of stuff like the lumpy pavement so that people who lack sight or are entirely blind know that they're coming up to a crossing because of the types of pavement. All of the health and safety and stuff, etc., is all in place, but not where I used to live. I'm not half the guy I used to be. A self-propelled wheelchair completely is probably a bad idea for me, because I ain't as strong as I used to be. I'm not even close. That's all skin and bone. So it's a bit irritating. However, if I was to have a semi-automatic sort of wheelchair, I would be able to call it quits when I've had enough for doing it myself, and I'd be able to turn the engine or electric motor or whatever it's powered by and have it all powered entirely so that I don't have to do any arduous expelling of energy or strength. Here I go again with the marksmanship principles, undue effort and all that. I know I am my mother's child, and I appreciate that she's trying to look out for me. She has helped unimaginably with me and my diagnosis and getting into my house. All my family and friends of family, etc., have all helped and had their own level of input, which I'm not shunning for a second. I'm really thankful to everyone. However, my theory is, I know it's a bit of a inappropriate statement to say if you don't use it, you lose it. You get muscle memory, which is a physiological fact. You get muscle memory. I have stopped for a considerable amount of time doing just about anything that I used to do. And even now that I've got my own place, my mum came around earlier and started Ubering and moving shit about. Excuse my French. When she came to the door, I had an alarm on my phone, which is there to remind me to clean. So that'd be laundry, that'd be hoovering, dusting, etc., etc. However, my mum came in like a stampede and did it all for me, which completely knocked me senseless. I didn't know what to do or how to do it. It really confused me because my body was prepared for one thing and another thing happened. Now with my MS, it is really quite arduous to myself when that happens. Once again, I appreciate all of the help and support everyone's given me. But like my sister said, I know she were only joking, but she said, be a big boy and get shoes with laces. I stopped tying laces, reverting back to muscle memory. I almost lost the ability to do so. My fine motor skills are quite appalling in comparison to my major motor skills. Like, obviously I can't walk, but things like moving or lifting or just doing that with my arm, that's a large motor skill because it's a large muscles making me do so. I couldn't do the buttons on my son's shirt earlier, so granted I had to get my mum's assistance. I did try, don't think I just put my shirt on and said, no, I ain't doing that, because like I've said to you previously in multiple videos, I don't quit. I am not in the slightest a quitter, and that's how I see it. If I stop doing something that I used to be able to do by myself, in my mind I'm quitting, I'm giving in to the fact that I do struggle, but I'm just trying to, what's the word, emphasise the fact that I can do some stuff, and if I can do some stuff, I'm gonna do some stuff. Hopefully, if you look at it from a musculoskeletal perspective, with your muscle memory, you get better, you become more able to do what you did in the first place. And that's my theory. I've stopped doing lots of stuff. I used to be able to walk like 5 kilometers most of the time because obviously I was pushing a pushchair. It was essentially my walking aid, and now it's not really as possible for myself to do that. My theory is if you stop doing it, I suppose if you don't use it, you lose it, sort of thing. Like with my walking, I pretty much can't walk at all now, but I still have some upper body strength. So if I was to get, let's say, a semi-automatic wheelchair, that sounds like some sort of a weapon of mass destruction. But that's not what I'm implying. If I could self-propel, if I could self-propel on a wheelchair, whilst it's a possibility for myself, I'm gonna do that if I feel like I've had enough, if it is semi-automatic, just for the sake of this current spiel. Then I could turn the engine on and have a minute and just do it completely unaided and just have some, not unaided, but without any undue effort from myself. And if I can do that, then it would increase my independence. I am really quite shaken up that, obviously, because of the lips on the back passage to my house, it's impossible now for me to get my mobility scooter back out, so I don't go out and about, so I don't do stuff. And I am becoming more and more of a recluse. Obviously, the OT is coming out tomorrow, and she's hopefully going to help out with the fact there's lips. I was considering just buying 2 draft excluders and then essentially use it as a ramp, which I think's pretty practical idea. It's cheap, it's easy, and it will enable me. It's quite empowering to myself. But the OT is coming out, and if I don't have to pay for anything, then I may as well get it for free or done properly, rather than having a saggy pillar. So that's essentially all it is. But yeah, also, as I haven't been cooking for such a long time, I was chopping up and grating veg, like the carrots earlier. And while you're grating it, you hold it, don't you? And you scrape it with the other hand. However, while I was getting rid of the skin on the carrot, I got rid of the skin on my finger. So there was some blood, but I suppose it's not really that big an issue because it's my blood. I mean, if I worked in the kitchen at Wetherspoons or something and it went into an entirely a complete stranger, then it would be a bit of an issue. But obviously, because I haven't done it for so long, it's almost muscle memory again. I was chopping the carrot into circles, and some of them are so fat, like it's unreal. I'm going to spend most of the time eating my tea chewing on that slice of carrot. But I've always taken quite a lot of pride in the fact that I can cook, I can clean. Yeah, it might be a bit more difficult now, but me not doing so, don't use it, you lose it, sort of thing. Me not doing so, it's becoming more and more difficult for myself. However, now that I've started doing it again, I feel like I'm gonna have the independence I used to have, and I can do everything. Well, not everything, but most things by myself. I was referred to wheelchair services a while back now, and I haven't heard a thing. And I am getting closer and closer to the point of just buying myself one. having the mobility scooter for more long distance, or even if I sold it, I'd benefit overall. Well, no, because I'd have more money to myself than I do now. I spent all of my savings to get this house the way I want it, and it is really starting to dawn on me now that I can't get out and about like I used to. Yeah, I live further away from shops and friends and stuff, and now I'm closer. However, I can't get out, so it's just one insult added up by another. Lewis, why you put the bag on your head? He is mental. But yeah, let's hope that I can have something put in place tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm just going to use those 2 cushions off of my sofa. Then I don't have to buy anything. It'll probably make it more practical for myself. But please, if anyone's got anything they feel may help, like me with my current situation, or if anyone has any questions, I'd love to be able to answer for you. I keep saying it over and over and over and over again on all of my videos. Please ask me questions. I'm sure if people ask Google stuff, it turn around and say you're dying, or something really quite according to what you've said, or stub me toe, your leg's gonna fall off. That's quite an extreme Google, especially depending on where you look. I had to do an exam on that. It was like justifiable information, so it gave us websites like the World Health Organization and other companies like Stats and Figures, things that are accredited. But yeah, please, everyone and anyone, I don't care who you are or what might be an issue, or if you have any theories or questions about me or just MS in general, I'll do my best to respond and just try and make these questions that you may have answerable. So yeah, thank you. Take care, everyone. This video was a bit longer than I initially expected. I'm sure my finger will be fine. It stopped bleeding. We've got chicken and crew, I think that's how it's pronounced, carrots, broccoli and potatoes for tea. So I'm sure he'll be happy with that when he's finished putting the bag on his head. Oh, I see what you're doing. You can see through the transparent bit, can't you? Look, look. But yeah, thank you for watching, whoever else. I'll have a look afterwards. And yeah, take care, everyone. Please ask questions if you have them, and I'll do what I can to respond to everyone, anyone's queries or current dilemmas. So yeah, thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.